Okay. Dear Esther, landmark edition. I don't know what Dear Esther is. It has been like on all the lists of like big walking simulator videos, but I don't know what it is. Let's get into it.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away.
Dear Esther, I'm not taking it seriously at the moment, but that was because the game glitched and caused a problem.
Dear Esther, the morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles, I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water, stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Was that the same beginning as last time? Because I swore that the words were different last time. I'm confused. But you know what, dude? Let's do this. This seems kind of somber and serious. But not scary, question mark. As I understand, creepy, but not scary. If it is scary, I'm going to murder someone. So far, I got the hallmarks of scary. Questionable island. Weird, nondescript narration. And a flashlight that does nothing. Is that blood? Like weird alien blood? Science. Okay. I'm creeped out. You win. Okay. Is there a run? Can I not run? I can zoom, but not run. Oh, this is gonna take time, isn't it? Oh, it's a good thing I edit these things quickly. Up or down? Down. Up seems like where it wants us to go, because there's like a lighthouse somewhere up there, so I'm not gonna do that. Because I love doing not the right thing. Man, there's really nothing here, is there? There's nothing. Oh, look! Stairs! At least I can get back quickly.
When you were born, your mother told me a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Okay, I'm pretty positive that you just said there was a baby and it cried when it was born. I don't think that was it filling a vacuum. I don't think that was a complex thought, my dude. I think babies just cry sometimes.
Dear Esther, I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
Dude, I'm gonna need you to simplify all the things that you're saying because that was a lot to process. And I'm pretty positive all you just said was you're boring and this beach is boring. There's really nothing here. I just have to walk back. Dear Esther is one of those games that's like on every single walking simulator video list. So I really wanted to play it because I'm kind of expecting something decently amazing from it. Because it's on every list. So far, I'm just walking on a beach. I'm hoping by the time this ends, something interesting will have happened. Like, we have the Fibonacci sequence here. There was, like, science in that one building. And this guy's talking a whole bunch of stuff that I don't really understand. A run button would be really appreciated, though. Wait. That's the original path. And it like falls off into the rocks. I would have had to have turned around if I had gone that way. There was a right way to do this. That's not cool. Especially with the walking speed. Screw you, game. I'm not gonna enjoy this, am I? I'm gonna try. Like it's interesting so far, I guess.
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
See, like that whole sentence was pretty much like, hey, this guy came in, didn't write anything, and then didn't go check this thing out. It's like when you're in school and they give you these books that take like 18 chapters to say nothing.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Okay, intrigue. We got the white lions, so someone might have died of something that was not just an inflection of the flesh. Sorry, that was really hard to say. I see you, game. You're creating mystery. Fair. Hey, Stonehenge. It's gonna be a slow burn.
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
Yeah, see, I don't really know what to say to that. Was I supposed to be back there? Am I supposed to be, like, walking a story? Is that what you're getting at? That's
Dear
most
Esther,
walking sims.
I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Okay.
This hermit, this seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to? Why,
Okay, it's not
asked
that
the
deep.
farmers. Why, asked Jacobson. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Can you repeat that? Also, can you not say words like shut in when I'm about to enter a cave? I know it's in a video game, but I still don't really love caves. Okay, see there. There's more science. And that looks like germs? That looks like a neuron. The brain thing, right? I don't know what that is. Is that a different cave? Do I have to go over there? How would I even get over there? Like, I've gone on lots of long walks. I've played my fair share of walking sims, but this is the longest, walkiest walking sim I've ever played so far. Like, if this was a nice stroll through the island, it might be different, but this is, like, eerie, and it keeps me on edge. So it's kind of hard to enjoy myself. It might just be me, though. But I get freaked out easily.
I dreamt I stood in the center of the sun, and the solar radiation cooked my heart from the inside. My teeth will curl and my fingernails fall off into my pockets like loose change. If I could stomach, I'd eat, but all I seem capable of is salt water. Were the livestock still here, I could turn feral and gorge. I'm as emaciated as a body on a slab, opened up for a premature source of death. I've rowed to this island in a heart without a bottom, all the bacteria of my gut rising up to sing to me.
Cool. That doesn't sound good. I think you got like a parasite or something like it. Book? Bible? Bible. I thought you said the Bible was stolen. Liar. I'm sure that's probably supposed to be like symbolic or something. Can I go this way? Do I have to go that way? Nope. Yep. Done. This is just a story that you have to tell, huh? And a walk that I have to walk, I guess. Donnelly.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence.
See you.
It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
See, now I'm concerned. Like, I could go that way, which I'm curious, or I could go this way. But like the other time there was a choice, there was a wrong choice. And that's not great, especially if there's not like an easy way of like going back and doing the thing. I guess I could have jumped off the cliff, but that feels unnecessary. Also, there's a lighthouse over there. Maybe I can read. Oh no, it's in the water. Oh, see, now I'm starting to think I should have gone that way because like the road goes up over here. I'm sure for somebody this would be an amazing game, like just exploring a wrecked island. Like I watched those videos of people like exploring abandoned places, and they're kind of cool. I would never do it myself, but whatever. To each their own.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Oh, okay. Like, you have an interesting way of telling stuff, my dude. You wanted to go on a whole sentence for your kidney stone. But, Esther died, and she gets, like, 3 words. That's a really interesting way of telling the story, my guy. Am I going the right way? Is there a right way? Am I doing it wrong? Was I doing it correctly by going up the hill, and then I was supposed to turn around and go down the hill? What's with the
When
hole?
I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition.
What stones? Your kidney stones? Are you being talked to by your kidney stones? Am I supposed to go down there? Am I gonna die? You know what, game? You win. I'm intrigued, to say the least. I'm gonna go back, because I want to know what was up that hill. Chair. You know, that piece of chair is like the second piece of car I've seen, but I haven't seen a car. I've seen boats and houses, but not a car. It's a long freaking walk.
An imagined answer phone message. The tires are flat, the wheel spins loosely, and the brake fluid has run like ink over this map, staining the landmarks and rendering the coastline mute, compromised. Where you saw galaxies, I saw only bruises cut into the cliff by my lack of sobriety.
I was wrong about being wrong. I just didn't walk. I'll get back to you in a second. I just didn't walk 5 more steps. Game, you're killing me. You're killing me so much. And neither did he eat nor drink. What? Okay, well, I guess I gotta walk back from walking back from walking back.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
What do you mean? What's a hermit? Because you said it came through the hole in the bottom of a boat? That's not how hermits work. Unless we're thinking of the wrong thing. What's with all the, symbols? Are they water creatures? Lizard people? Sahagin? Cthulhu? I'm confused. I'm confused and I'm frustrated. I'm more frustrated than confused, and that's never a good thing. Also, I walked all the way over there for one sentence, but it was a good sentence, not gonna lie. So here's that hole again. Honestly, I don't think I'm supposed to be jumping in this, but if I am supposed to be jumping in this, I don't want to have to walk all the way back to do it again. But also at the same time, if I die, I'm gonna have to walk all this again anyways, and that's gonna suck. Whatever.
Come back.
Die from falling off a cliff. Yay, I did it. Why would you put that there? At least I don't have to walk back. I'm complaining a lot. I'm sorry. Also, that freaked me out. Not gonna lie. That was a scary hole.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Did you say under the island? What's this? Nothing. Did you hear him go? Are these supposed to be like houses? What was that? No, no, no. What was that? Oh, now I'm having even less fun. Now I'm hearing stuff. Like the last time I played a game that was not supposed to be a horror game, it scared the everything out of me, quite frankly.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Well, that's unfortunate. What's a bothy? Is this a bothy? This is a house. What is this? And why do you guys have like gallons of glow-in-the-dark paint? Is that a normal thing to bring on an island? Alright, I'd like a couple of boats, a car door, and a chair, and 18 gallons of glow-in-the-dark paint.
Inventory. A trestle table we spread wallpaper on in our first home. A folding chair. I laughed at you for bringing camping in the lakes. I was uncomfortable later and you laughed then. This diary, the bed with the broken springs. Once asleep you have to remember not to dream. A change of clothes. Donnelly's book, stolen from Edinburgh Library on the way here. I will burn them all on the last morning and make an aerial of my own.
Okay, but why? I assume you have your reasons. How do I get over there? This game's killing me in like multiple ways. I'm frustrated, I'm terrified, I'm confused. Like I'm usually frustrated, terrified, and confused, but I don't know. I guess I'm usually like all of those things, but faster.
In a footnote, the editor comments that at this point, Donnelly was going insane as syphilis tore through his system like a drunk driver.
That's fair.
He's not to be trusted. Many of his claims are unsubstantiated, and although he does paint a colourful picture, much of what he says may have been derived directly from his fever. But I've been here, and I know, as Donnelly did, that this place is always half imagined. Even the rocks and caves will shimmer and blur with the right eyes.
Are you guys insane? Are you? Or did the hermits get to you? By hermits, I mean...
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. All around him small flowers were reaching for the weak sun. The goats had adjusted happily to life without a shepherd and were grazing freely about the valley. Donnelly reports they hurled the body in fear and disgust down the shaft, but I cannot corroborate this story.
Who's Jacobson? I have not been paying attention. It's like being in school all over again. Hey, Cave, if you could, like...
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
I'm disturbed. What the heck was with the sounds? Like, you know what's a really good way to unnerve someone? Tell them about that time. Oh, it's just a chest. Yeah, tell them about that time that you almost died while weird sounds come out of a cave. That's totally fine. That's not gonna cause anyone any sorts of problems. I'm not enjoying myself. I know there are people that want me to play scary games. I can't handle this. You want me to play an actual horror game? You're insane. Maybe someday, but no. I'm gonna die of a heart attack. Or of like a broken femur climbing down a cliff, apparently. I appreciate the cave being well lit though. It's probably that glow in the dark paint. No. You're far less interesting than this singular one lit candle. That implies someone has been here recently. Cause like, you should be gone or unlit. I should be melted or unlit. There's no reason there should be a candle here. Oh, by the end of this, someone better have explained this candle. Otherwise, I'm gonna be pissed. This isn't a Skyrim dungeon. You can't just randomly light stuff. Oh, look, another hole.
Donnelly did not pass through the caves. From here on in, his guidance, unreliable as it is gone from me. I understand now that it is between the two of us, and whatever correspondence can be drawn from the wet rocks.
Okay. That was terrifying, but mostly just because it was a small hole. That's a me thing. Did you say Donnelly didn't go through the caves? Who the heck went through the caves? Why am I going through the caves? I'm confused. Are those eyeballs? I don't think they are. What the heck is that? That's red. Why is that red? What the heck are those? Is that just glowy cave fluff? Is this what you've been making the glow? That's red. The glow in the dark paint out of? You know what? I will accept that. Okay, you know what? That's a win. One mystery solved. The glow in the dark paint is like naturally occurring fungus. Oh, look. 1, 2, 3 ways to go. I hope I don't get this wrong. Oh, this is just one room.
They'd stop the traffic back as far as the Sandford Junction and come up the hard shoulder like radio signals from another star. It took 21 minutes for them to arrive. I watched Paul time it to the second on his watch.
I don't even know what to say anymore. I've said everything that I can say. I don't understand what you're talking about, dude. I don't understand this game. Maybe if I was sitting around, like, reading this as a book, it would make more sense to me. But, like, I'm getting distracted by everything. You're gonna make me go down there, aren't you? I've seen this movie. Everybody dies. What's that one movie where those girls go in the cave and then they lose all the light and then there's like Falmer down there and they all die? I didn't watch it. I just know the premise. Like, again, this isn't a terrible game. This would appeal to somebody. If you like exploring deserted places and spelunking, this is probably the game for you. Like, a spelunker would love this. It's just, it's not for me. Like, I was just here, going in circles. Kind of amazed I haven't slipped off one of these rocks.
I am traveling through my own body, following the line of infection from the shattered femur towards the heart. I swallow fistfuls of painkillers to stay lucid. In my delirium, I see the twin lights of the moon and the Ariel shining to me through the rocks.
I gotta know what you're on about, dude. So far, I know, like, somebody died. I think Esther died, Jacobson died, the guy that made this island, he died, Donnelly existed, I guess. I don't think Donnelly's dead. Donnelly is not dead. Did you die? No, you had kidney stones and you were in a car crash for drunk driving. Don't drink and drive. That was creepy. Eggs. A picture? Is that a... What's... When they take a picture of the pregnant lady, a sonogram? Yeah, like sound and picture. Yeah, sonogram. Okay. Okay. What are you trying to tell me, game? I still believe that there's an underlying oddity here. Like, there's no way that this game is just like this guy telling me some old story and I have to walk through an island, right? I refuse to believe that when people talk about walking sims, they talk about Dear Esther, and it's just that. Because if that's the case, y'all gotta play better walking sims. Title pending is amazing. What's this? That's a rock. Are these parasites? Is this what's causing you to be sick, my dude? Do you have a parasite and it's getting into your brain, giving you fever, ruining your kidneys? I'm gonna assume it's probably what's gonna kill Donnelly.
This cannot be the shaft they threw the goats into. It cannot be the landfill where the parts of your life that would not burn ended up. It cannot be the chimney that delivered you to the skies. It cannot be the place where you rained back down again to fertilize the soil and make small flowers in the rocks.
What are you on about? I remember the goats. The goats scared me for a hot second. Oh, this one says words. Behold, someone's insane. Yeah, I can't even read that. Congrats. Someone's not okay. I like this one. This looks like that weird Bible alien angel thing from Evangelion. That's cool. The rest of this is like... See, that's a neuron. This looks like a circuit board. That's alien. I can't even read that. Like, half of this seems like science, and then the other half seems like not science. So, aliens? Away from being a city. If you say so. Aliens landed, and it shall be a... Your guess is as good as mine. Step 1 to making good horror. Make it legible. How am I supposed to be terrified if I don't know I'm supposed to be terrified? These are unsettling. Everything about this has been unsettling. But yeah, aliens. I think aliens. It's probably not aliens. It's probably like Cthulhu or something, Eldritch horror. Because it's like an island and boats and stuff. That feels like Cthulhu. Or it's just really boring, and these guys just settled on an island and found a parasite, and it's slowly killing them. I have been in these moves forever. Oh, great. I'm insane. Great Cthulhu, God of Madness. Come on out. I know it's you. You're doing this. Otherwise, I'm insane. I don't like... Oh, coins. For the ferryman. Yeah, those are the little Greek coins. I'm gonna die. Or I'm already dead. Which way am I supposed to go? Does it matter? I'm gonna go this way. I already started walking this way. If you tell me I'm supposed to walk the other way, I'm gonna go ahead and blame you. That's poor design. It's getting darker, isn't it? This game's a slow burn. A really slow burn. It's building up to something. Like, it's doing a decent job of it. I am intrigued. I want to know. But, like, the potential payoff is getting really iffy. Is it Eldritch Horror? Is it Parasites? Is it just a dude telling a story? Is it the Falmer? Finish chapter The Caves. Oh, friggin' thing, frick. The music is nice, I guess. It's very atmospheric.
The moon over the Sandford Junction, headlights in your retinas. Donnelly drove a grey hatchback without a bottom. All the creatures of the tarmac rose to sing to him. All manner of symbols crudely scrawled across the cliff face of my unrest. My life reduced to an electrical diagram. All my gulls have taken flight. They will no longer roost on these outcrops. The lure of the moon over the Sandford Junction is too strong.
What do you mean your life was reduced to a diagram? I don't understand. I don't understand. Is that the diagram? Is this it, my guy? Is this your whole life? Maybe it was an accomplishment or something. Like you made some big discovery of something and didn't live up to your full potential. This is just supposed to be like realizing it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying. I don't think I'm going to. I think this is for someone with a couple of IQ more than me. Am I going there? Can I go there? I assume that's where we're going. There. I would like to go there, please. Take me to the lighthouse. I would like the lighthouse. That's not a lighthouse, that's an antenna. Take me to the antenna.
Dear Esther, I find each step harder and heavier. I drag Donnelly's corpse on my back across these rocks, and all I hear are his whispers of guilt, his reminders, his burnt letters, his neatly folded clothes. He tells me I was not drunk at all.
What was that voice? Dude, was that you, the same dude? Also, so Donnelly's dead, right? That was confirmation. Esther's dead. Donnelly's dead. Jacobson's dead. You have parasites and are gonna die eventually. Everyone's dead. Look, it's a molecule of serotonin. I'd like some serotonin. It's the car. The car, you drunk driving. What's a bad word I can say without cussing? Butt. You butt. That's why there's car pieces everywhere. The car door, the car chair, the other parts. Because you were drunk driving. That's what got Esther killed.
There were chemical stains on the tarmac, the leak of air conditioning, brake fluid and petrol. He kept sniffing at his fingers as he sat by the roadside, waiting as if he couldn't quite understand or recognize their smell. He said he'd been travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter. He'd stopped for farewell drinks earlier, but had kept a careful eye on his intake. You could hear the sirens above the idling traffic.
Light from heaven shone around him. Wait, is this just a really long, prolonged story about a drunk driving accident? Oof. I have not been delivering it well. It's not my fault. You were like presenting it in a very interesting way. Now I feel like I'm being insensitive.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Well, that's depressing. Okay, so Esther's not dead because you're still sending her letters. You're dead. I'm confused. I give up. I give up, dude. On a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. And there's more eggs. You know, for as confusing as all of this has been, like, it's, the storytelling is definitely there. What the heck is that? Like, little bits are scattered all over the place. You have to really want to look for it. I'm still confused. But what's that sonogram? And eggs. Is
The
Esther
pain in
pregnant?
my leg sent me blind for a few minutes as I struggled up the cliff path. I swallowed another handful of painkillers, and now I feel almost lucid. The island around me has retreated to a hazed distance, whilst the moon appears to have descended into my palm to guide me. I can see a thick black line of infection reaching for my heart from the waistband of my trousers. Through the fugue, it's all the world like the path I have cut from the lowlands towards the aerial.
Am I you? Like, you're thinking, and you just have this weird way of thinking, and I'm you. Like, you're recounting this huge accident.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
And as he was proceeding on his journey, something. So I'm you. And we're just on a journey to something. And he was there.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Yeah, you're all gonna die. And he was 3 days without something, and neither did he eat nor drink. Walk 500 steps. Holy crap. Slow. Burn. Did you know that you walk slower when you walk up the hill? That's the thing that happens. Like if the incline goes like... the walk is slower.
There are headlights reflected in these retinas. Too long in the tunnels of my island without a bottom. The sea creatures have risen to the surface, but the gulls are not here to carry them back to their nests. I've become fixed, open and staring, an eye turned on itself. I've become an infected leg whose tracking lines form a perfect map of the junctions of the M5. I will take the exit at mid-thigh and plummet to my Esther.
Rings. Okay, so Esther is dead. And Donnelly's dead, and Jacobson's dead. And whoever this guy is, he's gonna die soon too. Everyone's gonna die. This man is just lamenting his existence. Wow, this is long and depressing. And I came to pass that as I made my journey... Who wrote this? I was enjoying this so much better when I thought it would have Cthulhu in it. That was intriguing, at least. Danger. Unauthorized personnel, keep out. I work here. No!
Come back.
Oh, big frick. I appreciate the, bringing me back to the same place pretty quickly, dude. Maybe you should have just let me die, though. Why do we have to... I do want to go to the top. I do. Okay. It's okay. I'm gonna make it there. I can do this. I'm gonna make it to the top. I'm gonna get to the top. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna get to the top. I'm gonna get to the top.
He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. He had not drunk with Donnelly or spat Jacobson back at the sea. He had not careered across the lost shores and terminal beaches of this nascent archipelago. He did not intend his bonnet to be crumpled like a spent tissue by the impact. His windscreen was not star-studded all over like a map of the heavens. His paintwork etched with circuit diagrams, strange fish to call the gulls away. The phosphorescence of the skid marks lighting the M5 all the way from Exeter to Damascus.
Like, I guess you're not upset. We appreciate that you weren't drunk driving. But, I don't really know how to give you the closure that you need. I mean, it's not my responsibility anyway. But still, I'm sorry things didn't work out the way you wanted them to. Yes.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
See, I don't know what to do.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jacobson? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an Ariel, a beacon that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jacobson flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Are you gonna jump? Dude, do you know how much work it took to get you up there? Not a productive use of time. Like, you could have jumped from somewhere way lower. Oh, you're a bird. Yes, I don't know.
come back.
Paul, finish chapter The Beacon. Who the heck is Paul?